Welcome back. So how do you determine the assignment fee? How do you determine the assignment fee? My name is Ola, coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. I am the author of Smart Real Estate Wholesaling and Real Estate Money Secret. There are two books. You can find them anywhere. You can also use the description in the description box, the links in the description box. Anyway, so how do you determine the assignment fee? First of all, what is assignment fee? I think it's important that we talk about what assignment fee is. I'll show you. I'll rather just show you, right? Let's go to Essex County. Let's just go to Essex County in New Jersey. Okay. Perfect. Wait. All right. So we're going to go to Essex County, New Jersey. We're going to look under my, what we call the 11 point V3 here, and just look at one of these properties, right? Let's look at this West Orange property. Let me see if there's any other property with a picture. Okay, let's look at, let's see, let's look at this one. Okay, it's a Newark property here. Okay, so let's go 424 16th Street, right? So how do you determine what the assignment fee is? So you already know that there is, hopefully you know, there is, you're trying to determine what a maximum allowable offer is, right? So you're looking for the after repair value of a piece of property. Like if it's completely repaired and is in a good condition, not perfect, but good enough condition where you can actually sell it on a regular market, it has a value to it, right? So for example, they're saying this is shooting out a number that is estimated value 380, but we want to obviously do some comping. You want to do some comparable market analysis to actually make sure that that number is good. It's showing here that the average sale price in that location is about 442,000. It's showing that you probably want to offer a wholesale price for 266. Should you trust that number where it's saying linked property is 3? It's shooting some numbers at you, right? But you can actually click open comparables, and it opens right underneath, and you can see the comparables, and you can see where the comparables are in the area. Typically, these are good numbers enough to start to get a temperature of what the market looks like, right? There's also something here called the AI summary. It's pretty cool, I think. And what it does is that it breaks down some of the numbers that you might find interesting. This is crazy. This is crazy. All right. So, and but let me see here. We're going to go through this again. We're going to get to this guy, guys. Beautiful, right? So it says valuation or equity about $380,000. There's 100% equity, meaning they can't really see a loan against this property. Just for example's sake, right? Remember, we're trying to determine what your assignment fee is going to be. So let's say you lock in this deal at about 266. From 266 to about 380 is what? 380 to 266 is about $100,000, right? $100,000 and change. $100,000 and about $12,000, I think. Yes. So $112,000. Like, how much of that can become? How do you determine the assignment fee? Well, the number I came from, because I started, I got into the game back in 2005. I closed my first deal December 2005. Back then, we used a simple formula: 65% of the ARV. After repair value. So let me shut this down. Let me see. Hopefully I can open it again. Okay, yes, I can. 380, right? We're looking at about $380,000 what the property is worth, estimated value. We're saying $266,000. So I would take $380,000, multiply that by 65%. Okay, multiply that by 65%. Let me see if I can do that real quick. 380 multiply by 65.65, right? What do we have, right? We have $247,000. Now you would determine, okay, this is a property that you're trying to make an offer on, right? Hopefully you've asked questions about what's the condition of the property, what's the estimated cost of repair. Whatever number they tell you is fine. So we're going to put minus, let's say they told us that it's going to take about $47,000. Okay, let's just say about $53,000 to fix this property, right? We're going to put that there, and that's going to now equate to $194,000. When you make an offer of $194,000 on this property, that already has your potential assignment fee on it. But I know what the question is, right? The question is, how do you determine the assignment fee, right? So we have 194,000. Now the thing is that you generally want to avoid putting percentages on it, because that's what realtors do, and you're not doing the job of a realtor, because you're not going to be representing their interest. You are there as an investor and for the interest of maximizing profits, right? That's what you're there for. So now I'm talking about for wholesaler right now, right? So assignment fee is going to be determined based on available spread. It's going to be determined based on the available spread in the deal. What I always like to tell people is like, hey, just set like a baseline. Okay, a baseline could be $5,000. How much money is going to change your life? Meaning, what does change your life mean? Meaning you can put money aside for the next 12 months of marketing, because marketing costs money. Right? Well, hopefully you get to a place where because the idea is not to do free marketing for life. Some of you are actually, you're trying to drive for dollars right now, right? And you're realizing that money, like that time is everything. Time is much more valuable than money. You can get money back, you can get time back. So the ideal here is that you want to close your first deal. My first deal, I made $10,000, okay? And that $10,000 went a long way in terms of helping me to continue the journey of spending $100 every week on marketing, on sending out postcards, sending out the direct mail letters, which you can do with this platform here, right? You can try this platform for free, by the way. The link is in the description box, right? So the ideal here is you want to build a consistency machine. That's what you're trying to do. So how much money is going to determine that's the baseline for you. It could be $1,000, it could be $2,000, it could be $5,000. Ideally $5,000 to $10,000, because when I started, for me it was $20,000. I was supposed to make $20,000 on that first deal. You know what happened? I got to the closing and the seller got greedy. Well, he called me greedy, right? And he basically said, hey, why are you making all this money off of me? I was like, wait, that's the contract you signed. And then we stepped outside from the closing room, and then I was like, you know what? I'll give you $10,000 more. I was desperately, obviously that's a terrible way to negotiate, but that was my first deal. What do you expect me to do? I gave him half of the money, and then we closed happily ever after. Anyway, but that you get the gist, right? So, and obviously you're learning how to negotiate better, but the best position to negotiate is when you're willing to walk away and mean it. That's the best position. Now you're going to have a wiggle room between that extreme and the other extreme, where you don't have to give all your money away, which was the mistake I made on my first deal. Does that make sense? So yeah, so I'm sharing this with you so you understand that it's not a hard rigid number. You're an investor. You don't you might end up making the highest I've made on any deal is $82,000 on one deal. So imagine if I had set a percentage, I would have been stuck on that percentage. Plus, you're not a realtor, right? Even if you're licensed, depending on what role you're playing in that position, outside of full disclosure, of course, right? You want to just do the deal. Make sure the deal has money for the end investor. If you make sure, because that's the source of money for you, right? That's where the money is coming from, right? It's coming from the end buyer. So make sure there's enough money that person is happy, and make sure that this person on this other end, the motivated seller, is able to get rid of a liability, and make sure that person gets a good deal, and you make enough money to keep going, because you're running a machine at the end of the day. So there's no percentage exact formula as long as you're structuring the deal. The only percentage you should be looking at is actually structuring the deal. So if we go back to PropStream Intelligence here, right? Well, it says, welcome to blah, 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 rental. It tells you the ROI calculator. These are the numbers you should be considering, right? Again, outside of what your base is, to help you create a budget, to help you make enough money for the next 1 year of marketing. Then after that, you can continue to build on top of that. Okay, it says fix and flip analyzer, loan. You haven't really used any of that yet, but what it says here is that, let me see, it's off market in pre-foreclosure. This is a good stuff right here. So I would definitely reach out to this owner, but sometimes these owners are investors themselves and they're trying to sell it. So, but I will reach out. It doesn't hurt to reach out if it's part of your marketing system. The idea, but just make sure that your outreach is a system. You don't get overly, you don't fall in love with one property. You fall in love with the process. Okay, you have a system, and you're running the machine. That's why I'm thinking 1 year ahead. You have to think of this game as you're going to be in the game for another 1 year. I wish somebody told me this in the beginning, because as soon as I had the first major hiccup, which was the 2008 recession, it took me out. Okay, but you need to understand is that this is a system, is an operation, and you have to make it easy for yourself. Don't stack technology up. This is the only tool you need, in my opinion. Okay, and you can find it at myempirepro.com/big data. It gives you access to data. It gives you the access to all the tools you need to get going. Just if you're getting started, budget $100 every week for marketing. And then as you continue to build your business, you can scale up strategically at strategic points. All right, so that's the answer to that question. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. I'm doing this, I'm sharing this with you, so I'm sharing, so I'm answering the questions. So make sure you use the comment section to ask your questions about the game. This is business like any other business. Don't overthink it. You're serving people, okay? You're serving dual people, a motivated seller. You're also serving investors, and then you set up a system to continue to bring that value to them. You being the person that facilitates and facilitates these deals. Okay, very simple, simply put. All right. So if you're looking for all the tools that I use personally and they recommend, and then access to the books for free, the free courses. The free courses are on this channel, so take advantage of them and ask questions. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. Take care. God bless. Peace.